Hi, I'm Lacey, and I'm an artist, and this is a video of me attempting to find all of the markers, pens, and pencils in the house. I have a habit of throwing things into bins when I'm tidying, so this is a bin full of art supplies. There's a bunch of masks that my daughter was making, and paint and pens and a bunch of different things. So as I go through, I am taking out some garbage and making mental notes of all of the different things that are in this bin. I plan on changing around my sewing / art area eventually, and getting an industrial sewing machine, but everything takes time and planning, and I haven't been very motivated lately. I just feel overwhelmed sometimes with all of the little things that I have to do. Just the usual stuff, keeping up with the chores. It's springtime now, so we need to plant a garden, and I have 4 kids. So when it gets warm, I have to sort out all the summer clothes for them and see what still fits. Just things like that have to be done at a certain time. I haven't been sleeping very well. I have a baby who's about to be 1 year old, and she decides when I sleep and when I don't still, but that's okay. We love her very much. She is so cute. So the best way I know how to get motivated is to pick one small task at a time and just try to accomplish that. So the task I picked is to locate all the markers and pencils and paint in the house and get it all into one place. And I'm doing this actually because I bought 2 canvas prints from the secondhand store that I'm going to do paintings on. So it'll be a slow process, but it's a project that I plan on working on this spring and summer. I'm not sure what I'm going to paint yet, but possibly something like flowers. I think I might try using these paint sticks that I can get from the dollar store to do these paintings, just because it's less of a mess, and they go on sort of like oil pastel and then it dries like paint. So I wanted to see what I could do with that, and with having a baby, it's just so much easier to use something like that instead of having to get out paint every time. I took a little bit of time off sewing. I make upcycled tote bags and I sell them on Etsy. It was my daughter's birthday at the beginning of April, and she wanted to have a birthday party, so I tidied up everything, and I put away almost all of the fabric and scraps into bags and boxes and put them in storage upstairs for now, because I plan on changing this area around, but like I mentioned. So yeah, I've had a bit of a break from sewing, but I also save so much fabric and clothing, and it is filling up our house, so I need to get back to it sooner than later. So far I've made a few sales on Etsy, but I'm also thinking about finding a store that I can sell them locally. I'm gonna put another sale on the tote bags in my Etsy store, so I will include the discount code in the description of this video. I also have a Redbubble shop, and I have spent hours and hours making stickers and different designs for Redbubble as well. I will also include the link to my Redbubble store. I really love sewing and designing and making art, even though it can be very messy. The goal is to eventually be able to make a living wage, but it is hard to balance my time in between taking care of my children and taking care of the house, and also myself and my own health. Recently, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's hypothyroidism, so I'm now on medication for that, and also still trying to get back into shape after having a baby, and I had diabetes while I was pregnant as well, so I have been trying very hard to take care of myself. I'm doing a low calorie diet right now, and I just got a weight bench and I've been doing exercises and walking a lot to try to get back into shape. The thing with having hypothyroidism, though, is if I do too much, it makes me extremely exhausted, even just going for a long walk. So I've done that a couple times, and then it's extremely hard to get out of bed and function properly. So I've been trying hard to adjust to this new normal and to figure out different things to make myself feel better and make sure I rest when I can and plan ahead to make sure that I have the energy to socialize or run errands or get my work done. I thought it would be so easy to just talk for 10 minutes, but apparently I'm not that good at this. So I will tell you about why I'm an artist. It's because I had no choice. That's a joke. My mom and my grandma growing up were sign painters. They are artists and paint all kinds of things, but they made the majority of their money painting signs. They also painted things like demolition derby cars, and my grandma would basically paint on anything she could paint on. She painted a lot of milk cans and on saws, my mom as well. When my grandma passed away, my mom kind of took over her business. And I grew up in a small town, Ontario, Canada, with my mom and 3 siblings. And my mom worked with my grandma for a period of time. So I grew up going with my mom to jobs, and eventually I started helping her painting signs and murals, more murals than signs. We always had giant signs in our house, like in the kitchen, or my mom would have to go on location and paint and climb up on ladders. I got to go into a lot of like stores and restaurants and different places when they were closed, so that was like an interesting experience when I was growing up. Well, you can probably hear Ivy in the background. She's fed up. She's already bored of all of her new toys, but her daddy has her. Ivy took her first couple of steps the other day, and we're gonna have a little birthday party for her on the weekend. She's turning a year old already. Ivy was born 3 days before my 41st birthday. I have 3 teenagers. Violet is 17, Seamus is 15, almost 16. At the end of the month he'll be 16, and Clover just turned 13 in April. So they all keep me very busy, but they're all very cool, smart, well-behaved kids. Clover was doing a music program this year, and she was playing bass guitar, and we just went to her concert. And Seamus is into fashion, and he has been reselling clothes and shoes on Depop. And Violet is very focused on school, and she's been getting extremely good marks. So I'm very proud of all of them. I love them so much. I homeschooled them from the time that COVID started until about a year and a half ago, and then they all went back to public school. So that's been a whole change for everyone's life, but it's gone pretty well. My oldest daughter, Violet's going to graduate this year, and I think she's going to take some time off before she decides what she's going to do next. The next mission is to help Seamus and Violet get their first jobs for the summer. So yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble on for 10 minutes. If you're an artist or a mom and you relate to any of the things that I've talked about, please leave me a comment down below. If you have a minute, check out my Etsy store and my Redbubble shop. I'm going to make a series of videos painting the canvases that I got, so look out for those. Take care of yourself and others, and thank you again for watching. If you watched till the end, put a star emoji in the comments. And now I have a whole container of pens and pencils and markers to go through to see what works and what doesn't. Thanks for watching. Bye.